Craig, as always, we look back and it was a comfortable win in the end at Cumbrae Celtic, and the unbeaten run continues.
Yeah, it did. You know, we knew it was never going to be an easy game. You know, the conditions were going to make a huge factor in that. Obviously, the pitch was, you know, very, very tricky. You know, it's small, compact, and, you know, and also the opposition's players, coaching staff, you know, they're never going to turn up and just go right straight into a game and you're going to steamroll anyone. There's always got the opposition to take into consideration. Excuse me. And in the end, I think, you know, our quality just showed in the end. The second half, especially, you know, we had more opportunities, and the keeper made a couple of good saves, etc. So yeah, you know, we always knew it was going to be tricky, but, you know, the main thing was getting through it at that stage.
He scored a hat-trick. We mentioned him specifically in the post-match interview. Yeah. Well, he's been in the news as well since, because as far as worldwide top-flight goal contributions are concerned, Ryan Brobel is right up there with Haaland from Manchester City and a guy from the Luxembourg who's just ahead of them. Yeah,
and just pipping Neymar and Messi as well, I believe. So, yeah, look, it's fantastic. It's great. It's great coverage for Ryan. It's great coverage for the club. You know, we all know how highly we think of Ryan. You know, he's on a fantastic run at this moment in time, goal scoring run. I think he scored 15 or 16 in all competitions, and might be even a little bit more. So yeah, it's what from my personal point of view I expect from Ryan. You know, got a really high expectation of him, but he's a top player. You know, and let's hope he keeps that vein of form going between now and the end of the season.
And it was a happy trip to South Wales last weekend, as we said, and we're back there this time as well as we kick off phase 2 in the JD Cymru Premier with a trip to Cardiff Met.
Yeah, and it's always tough. It is always tough going to Cardiff Met. I know, you know, probably saying that surprisingly, looking at results there earlier on the season, you know, we were very, very good on the day. You know, I don't think Cardiff Met were great on the day, and there was a few contributing factors to that. But you know, we are probably in an even better space than what we were then. I think it was 5-6 games into the season, was it? You know, now we are 22, 23 games into the season, and we're still unbeaten, which is fantastic. You know, we put some great performances up, scored lots of goals. You know, I think we've scored the most goals since the league changed to a 12 at the halfway phase, even more so than the world record breaking team of 16-17. So it's a fantastic for the boys. You know, they've worked really hard. We've got a great group of lads, great professionals, very tough competition places. It's training's tough, games are tough, expectations are high, but, you know, we've got some good professionals, and, you know, they deserve all the credit that they've been getting, and a hell of a lot more.
And although we've beaten Cardiff Met twice this season, 7-0 on the road, 4-0 here at Park Hall, they are on a good run of form at the moment. And as far as current form is concerned, they've won 4 out of the last 5 and drawn the other 1.
Yeah, like I just said earlier, you know, Cardiff Met are, you know, they're a tough team. You know, they're well organised, they're fit. They've got a good group of young lads, and they always give a tough game. You look, and the 2 scores there reflecting on the 7 and the 4. You probably think, you know, it should be an easy game, but far from it. It'll be a very, very tough game. It's one of the toughest places to go away from home, and we're prepared this week, right, and we'll be ready.
And in terms of the starting 11, we often ask you about that. Do you know where you'll be going as we sit here midweek at Park Hall, or have you still got 1 or 2 places that you're not sure about?
Yeah, I think there's 1 or 2 places just because of fitness. You know, injury-wise, people coming back. You know, Deck come off at the weekend. We got him off as quick as what we could. He's being assessed. It's not as bad as what we thought it was. You know, a great decision by Phil the physio to get him off as quick as what we could. You know, so that, you know, we're waiting on to see where Deck's going to be fit the weekend or not. You know, if he is, if he's not, and we've got 1 or 2 other ones coming back into the frame. You know, Ash Baker's trained. Blaine Hudson missed the game with illness. Josh Pask's available again. Danny Davis, Sis, all training again. So yeah, we've got 1 or 2 additions to come back into the squad and into the team possibly for Saturday.
And although we talk about the opponent's current run of form, of course, the New Saints still unbeaten in the league, 16 points clear of second place, 10 games to go, nothing mathematically secured yet, but it's a great place to be in, Craig.
Of course it is, and far from it mathematically. You know, until mathematically we've won the league, would be, and even if that did come early, we'd still want to push on and try to win every game. And the players are getting pushed every day by the staff. The players are pushing each other by competition, and trying to get in the team, and you know, and the whole thing. They're professional players. It's their livelihood. It's their living. And you know, if you can't motivate yourself and drive yourself on every day as for your living, then you know you're not in a particularly good place. But fortunately, we've got 20 odd players that want to play every game, and they put the effort in on the pitch, off the pitch, and make it very, very hard for myself and the staff to pick a starting 11 week in, week out.
And you mentioned motivation there. Do you think that works the other way around as well? Because the New Saints, of course, unbeaten, and all the teams that we will now play till the end of the season would love to be the one that takes that scalp.
Yeah, of course they would, but it's nothing new to me. It's nothing new to the staff. You know, very, very fortunate that I've been here before and understand and the expectation and how things are, and how every team wants to beat us. A cup final against TNS, home or away. Their game plan changes completely, and it's a one-off game for them. Staff have played here for a long amount of time. You know, Sarge, Simon Spender, Paul Harrison, Simon Smith's been here for a long time, Greg Draper. So the understanding off the pitch, you know, is we know 100% what it's like to be in the opposition's corner, and also as well to the players who've had lots of experience. We've got players that have been here for 10 years plus. You know, we've probably got 65% more players who've been here for 5 years or over. So we know the expectations, and it's something we thrive on. It's something that we enjoy, and it's something that we will completely embrace and try to win every football game.
And finally, as far as the injury situation is concerned, you mentioned Declan McManus there, Josh Pass, Jordan Williams, updates on them? Jordan's
still a bit of a longer term one. Jordan's got another appointment at the end of the month with a specialist, and hopefully that's good news and he can crack on and get back into training. Josh Pask back in full-time training, Ash Baker back into full-time training, Sis back into training, Danny Davis back into training, Blaine Hudson back into training after a bug at the weekend. So yeah, there's high competition for places again. I think at this moment in time, as we stand, Deck's a 50-50, Jordan's a definite no. So at this moment in time, it could just be Jordan and Deck that might not be available, but we'll have to see how Deck is assessed in the next 24-48 hours.